Ready for grids?
So the main events then. 3 Grand Prix finals, 1 for each of our classes. Maximum championship points on offer. And this is where A and B come together. So this is the best drivers, the drivers that have done the best job are in these Grand Prix finals, and it's Aiden Hassan who lines up on the front row. The inside the front row, Daniel Sabula is alongside him, courtesy of their 2 pre-Grand Prix wins, 1 each. Ella Stevens in behind them on the inside of the second row, with Finley Watson on the outside of row 2. Any one of those 4 very much in contention, as are the likes of Jacob Ashcroft and Sherry Powell on row 3, and Jamie Gurney and Archie Pitts-Drake on row 4. Row 5 then sees the championship leader Archie Heron. How much will this hurt Archie Heron's championship lead this weekend? He needs to try and pick up as many points as he can. Jamie Scott is alongside him, Josh Turnbull and Daniel Ware on row 6. Jasmine Taylor, Freddie Cox on row 7, and Thomas Spearing and Harry Bartle on row 8. Row 9 is Lucius McDermott with Eddie Stewart, and then row 10, Hadley Simpson and Ollie Moorish. The final row of the grid is Adam Bourne and Max Hawler. 22 drivers then, all trying to find the way to the front, all trying to prevent Aiden Hassan from making it another final victory. He won at Fulbeck last time out. He won at Rower the time before. Can he make it a hat-trick here at Llandow? He's on the inside of the front row. We know that Sabula and we know that Stevens are just about as quick. But we also know that Aiden Hassan is very fast out of the blocks. We know that he's great over the first few laps. What can Sabula do? They're side by side. I think Sabula just hesitated there. He did. Stevens goes up into second. When they came out of the Raymond's corner, Sabula was slightly ahead, and he looked over and he backed off. And then when he did that, to be fair to Aiden Hassan, he bolted the throttle and he took that advantage. And that hesitation from Daniel Sabula has cost him not just getting into the first corner first, but it's also cost him second place, because Stevens was the opportunist, and she's now up into second place. So here they come then for the first time, this stream, this gaggle of DRS62 karts led by Aiden Hassan. 3 of them in the battle for the lead at the moment. Hassan and Stevens and Sabula, the 3 of them going to Raymond's. When will these 2 behind want to attack? Are they worried about Hassan getting away as the race goes on? It's a long race. Oh, wide from Stevens. Wide from Stevens. Understeer into the left of the hook again. It really has been her Achilles heel around this Llandow circuit. Every time she's going to the left of the hook chicane, she's gone wider than everyone else. It must cost her at least a 1/10 of a second over the other 2, because now she's got Sabula right up behind her, and she's given Aiden Hassan half a kart left. Now what she has to do is spend the rest of the lap making up that time. If she could just get a little bit tidier through the left-hander of the hook, it will give her that run onto the back of Aiden Hassan. And what you cannot do is you cannot lose momentum with drivers like Aiden Hassan in front of you, because they will disappear in the distance. He's been super consistent as Aiden Hassan. She's still there at the moment, Hassan and Stevens. Let's have a look this time, see if she's any better through the left-hander of the hook. A little bit wide again. Really wide again. She just can't get the kart to jack up, can't get the front end to bite into that left-hander. It does cost her that time every single lap, and Hassan now has 2 or 3 kart lengths at the front of this field. I'm amazed if they haven't been trying to rectify that in the Stevens camp over the course of the day. It's been so clear that that's been the issue for her in terms of trying to, that's the place that she loses her time to Aiden Hassan. So that's got to be the place that they should have been working on. I'm sure they have been, but it hasn't really worked so far. Here then, Sabula now, a little bit close to Stevens this time round. Here is the battle then, including Watson and Sherry-Ann Powell and Pitts-Drake, 5th, 6th and 7th. Jacob Ashcroft is in fourth. He's just about on the coattails of Daniel Sabula in third at the moment. Sabula third, Ashcroft fourth, Watson fifth, Sherry-Ann Powell, another good strong drive from her in sixth. Jack Gurney is in seventh. Where is our championship leader? He's in eighth place, Archie Heron. So Heron is eighth. Pitts Drake has dropped to ninth, and Turnbull is 10th, and Scott is 11th, and Harry Bartley is 12th, and it's the 84 of Jasmine Taylor in 13th place. Here are the leaders once more. Out of the Dell hairpin, she's closer this time, isn't she, Stephen? She's very close this time as they go into, must have got a better run through the Dell chicane, but she is right there now as they go under us here at Llandow over start finish. Into the left-hander, can she be tidier? Lost another cart length, just about lost a cart length through the left-hander at the hook, but now he's certainly within 1.5 cart lengths as they go down into the Surtees left-hander. Swing to the right, come towards Chadwick's now. And then up this back straight then. How close can she get through the Dell chicane? They head through there. It's still Ashcroft in fourth. We look at them as they come out. She needs to get just half a cart length closer. Would put her in the braking zone with Aiden Hassan. Here is this battle. Look at this from Sherry-Ann Powell backwards. She's at the front of this group now for fifth place. Can she get her head down and join in this battle with Jacob Ashcroft for fourth? Sabula is ahead of them. He's just put in his fastest lap of the race so far as well. Fastest lap of the race in total in Hassan, 50.999. He's the only driver to duck below the 51-second barrier so far. Here are the leaders then. Heading up the back straight and into the Dell chicane. Stevens still just about there. 2 or 3 cart lengths now is the distance. A couple of laps ago she was right there, and that was maybe the opportunity to have a little bit of a pinch, try and find a way past. Didn't manage to do it, but he's still just about there as they go over start finish. We've done just still got half distance or so to go here. 6 minutes still left. That time a little bit better from Ella Stevens, a little bit better through the hook, a little bit closer down the hill. Can she just tuck herself under the back bumper of Aiden Hassan, make him pull her around this Llandow circuit? And still, Daniel Sabula. Remember, Sabula wasn't in with these two in the heat and the pre-Grand Prix. He was in a different group. So it's the first time, really, that Daniel Sabula has had sight of these two. Can he stay on the coattails? Here she is then. This is as close as Stevens has been. Goes to the inside, does she? Is she going to have a look? Down the inside she goes, and Stevens takes the lead. Stevens down the inside for the first time. Takes the lead of this race. They're into the hook then once more, and down the inside he goes. Can she keep it down the inside? Yes, she does. Stevens holds on. It's tight stuff as Hassan tries to attack straight away. Sabula's now on the back. Here comes Hassan down the inside at Surtees, and Hassan retakes the lead. Stevens side by side. Will she have another look as they go down towards the right-hander at Chandler's? Look at Sabula right on the coattails as well. Down the inside she goes, and she's retaken that lead. He's on the grass. He's in. Hassan, is he going to lose another position? I don't think he is. He keeps it all together. Stevens then hits the front once more. So Stevens is the new race leader. Up they go towards Raymond's once more. Line astern then. Now, does Stevens get a chance to have a little bit of a lap to herself, just to be consistent, to be smooth, to put a couple of good corners together? A little bit wide again, and there comes Aiden Hassan. That really is the Achilles heel, the left-hander of the hook chicane, because Aiden Hassan latches right onto the back of her when she had a couple of cart lengths of an advantage over start finish. This could go right to the wire here. Whatever you're doing, stop and watch this, because the DRS62s are putting on a treat, and down the inside at Chandler's once more goes Aiden Hassan. They're going to be side by side into the Dell chicane, and back to the front goes Stevens. She is not happy to relinquish this lead for any more than a couple of corners. Stevens, Hassan, Sabula. He's playing it cool, isn't he, in third place? Here comes Hassan again. They're chopping and changing lap after lap. And here comes Sabula down the inside. Is he going to try and get a run on Stevens? No, not this time. Interesting stuff. Not willing to follow, are they? None of them willing to just relinquish that lead for a couple of laps and just settle things down a little bit. They all want to hit the front as quickly as they possibly can do. Hassan now in the box seat. He was the one that was over the rumble strip just a lap ago. Now he finds his way back to the front, and he's got himself a kart length advantage as well over second place Ella Stevens. She closes up again through the Del chicane. He looks over his shoulder, Hassan. He'll see the white and red colours of Ella Stevens. You'll see the blue of Daniel Sabula behind them as they swing through Raymond's and over start finish once more into the hook chicane. The three of them wide again, a little from Stevens. Loses another half a kart length. She'll spend the rest of the lap trying to make that back up. That's what she's been doing for the majority of this race. She got her nose in front 3 or 4 laps ago. Now remember the Prix Grand Prix. Hassan, it was like this, and Hassan just started to extend his advantage towards the end of the race. He got a setup that worked for him, and as the race went on, he got stronger. Is that going to be the case now? Because for my money, Hassan now has 3 or 4 kart lengths of an advantage over Ella Stevens. She needs to find some more pace from somewhere now, because at the moment 3/10 an advantage is enough for Aiden Hassan to keep him out of the clutches of Ella Stevens. Looking a little bit further back, Ashcroft still holding that watching brief in 4th. Here is the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. It's Jamie Gurney, it's Sherry-Ann Powell, it's then Archie Heron, championship leader, in 7th, Joshua Turnbull in 8th, and Finlay Watson, who hasn't had the race that he would have wanted, suddenly finds himself all the way down in 9th place. So then, the gap is 4/10 between Hassan and Stevens. Has she got any response here to Aiden Hassan? Well, she's running out of time. She's got 2 minutes plus a lap. She needs to hook up a couple of really strong laps here. Just try and get herself back on terms. She did a 51.1 last time round. She's a little bit closer this time. It's a 51.1 for Hassan. A 51.1 is matched by Stevens. A 51.4 for Sabula. Just when he needed a decent lap, he chucks in a 51.4. And the gap between second and third gets significantly bigger. And is that Sabula out of the running to win this Grand Prix final for the DRS62s? Hassan, Stevens, Sabula, Ashcroft, Gurney in 4th, doing his championship no harm at all, because remember, the 2 main championship leaders, Heron and Watson, are down the field. Heron in 7th, Watson in 9th. This is a chance for Jamie Gurney, a chance for Aiden Hassan, a chance for Daniel Sabula to make it very, very tight indeed, coming to the closing stages of this Daniel Ricciardo series. We're at the penultimate round, remember. This is the Grand Prix final at Llandow. They then head to Houghton Park in Cheshire in a couple of weeks' time. I think Aiden Hassan has broken the deadlock here. I think he's rebuffed the challenge of Ella Stevens. And what a shame we're not going to have that grandstand finish, I don't think. 'Cause I don't think Ella Stevens has got the pace to stay with him in the closing stage of this race. We've seen time and time again how Hassan has got stronger and stronger and stronger as the race has gone on, and he is driven away in the closing stages. And you can now sense and see why Ella Stevens was so keen to hit the front time and time again, to make sure she didn't allow Aiden Hassan to do exactly what he has done in these last few laps. Hassan has got 2 laps to go. The gap between himself and Ella Stevens is over a second now, so he really has turned the screw. And you know what? He hasn't actually gone faster. Aiden Hassan, a 51.1, but what he's done is he's banged in 51.1 after 51.1 after 51.1. And it's just the relentless pace that Ella Stevens and Daniel Sabula, who have now dropped into the 51.5s, and that's the difference. This hasn't been Hassan turning the screw and going quicker. It's been Hassan maintaining that speed that he's had throughout the rest, where everybody else just drops off. And if anything, Stevens is now dropping into the clutches of Daniel Sabula, because there's only a Cartland or two between them. We're about to hit the final lap here. Aiden Hassan, winner at Rowrah, winner at Fulbeck. Is he about to win here at Llandow? It's going to take something fairly dramatic to stop him. The battle then is for second and third, because Sabula is right on the coattails of Ella Stevens as they come through the left-hander at Surtees. They go through the right and down the inside goes Sabula. I'm surprised that Stevens didn't try and block it off on the last lap. She goes to the inside and she's going to try and find a way back through at Chandler. She does find a way back through. These two squabbling over second and third place then. Up towards the Dell chicane for the final time. There's going to be no doubt in the winner. Hassan's going to win it, but who's going to be second? Here is Aiden Hassan into the final corner for the final time. Stevens is going to have to defend, I think, from the number 113, and she's managed to do it. Stevens then comes through. Hassan wins it then. Hassan wins the Grand Prix final. Super race. Ella Stevens in second, Sabula is third, Jacob Ashcroft is fourth, Jamie Gurney is fifth. Archie Heron, championship leader. Will he still be the championship leader? In a few moments' time, he comes through in sixth place. Sherry-Ann Powell, a solid performance from her as per in seventh place. We had a spin on the last lap, which actually pits Drake, who's going to come in further down the field. Joshua Turnbull was 8th. Finley Watson, disappointing day for him, in 9th place. And Freddie Cox rounds out your top 10. What a race. What a race from the DRS62 drivers. It's been won by Aiden Hassan. Ella Stevens, a super performance in second. Daniel Sabula was the top rookie as well in third. A great drive from Aiden Hassan. Great driving from all of these young drivers. Remember, between 7 and 12 years old. A great advert for the Daniel Ricciardo series. A great battle between three top drivers. But in the end, Aiden Hassan just managed to maintain that extra pace, that extra speed. And as they head into Parc Fermé to complete the DRS62 Grand Prix final, we'll be back in just a moment's time with the Grand Prix final for the DRS 100s.